Welcome to our website. My name is Amanda McKenna. I'm a singer-songwriter based in the Blue Mountains, west of Sydney, and together with my husband Brian, I'm co-publisher of Catholica. But to tell you more about that, let me hand you over to my husband, Brian Coyne.
Thank you. We've been going for 6 years and we're reaching an international audience, and we also have a large team of volunteers who write for us and help us produce Catholica. And in this short video I'd like to give you an overview of what we're about and what we're trying to achieve, and perhaps how you can assist us. Thank you. Perhaps the best place to start is by giving you a quick tour of our website. At the top of our homepage are 3 slogans or statements that effectively sum up what we're trying to achieve. At the very top you can read, "A vigorous discussion on Catholic theology, faith and spirituality for adults seeking to enrich their lives." Just below the masthead, "Welcome to an excitingly different way of looking at faith and spirituality." As an animated part of the logo not showing on the screenshot are also 3 shorter slogans that we use in various places to explain our purpose: a global conversation, a conversation about life, or a conversation we have to have. Catholica was initially set up as an outreach to the educated, questioning, and what in marketing terms are called the opinion leader segment of that now vast part of the Catholic baptised population that has dropped out of participation in the life of the Catholic Church. In Australia, this figure is about 86% of the approximately 5.6 million Catholics in the nation. In Europe, the figure is higher, and in North America a little less. For some reason, the participation rate in Australia appears to be about bang on the average for participation rates across the educated, affluent, socially sophisticated Western world. We are succeeding in our objective of appealing to the target audience we seek. We have experienced steady growth since we started and have a monthly unique visitor attraction of in excess of 30,000 readers. We run Catholica on the proverbial smell of an oily rag in financial terms, but a critical part of our commitment is to building our readership. We have deliberately chosen to remain independent of the institution itself, simply because we believe that to say what needs to be said at the moment does require us to be free of hierarchical interference and from those elements in the lay church who seem intent on trying to suppress all intelligent conversation, and whom we believe are a major reason why so many have given up on Catholicism. When we started Catholica, we appreciated that the population to sustain such an endeavour in Australia is very small. There is a long history of small literary publications in this country that struggle in a hand-to-mouth existence simply because our population, compared to other places in the world, is small. From the outset then, we determined that if Catholica was to work and eventually become financially self-standing, we would need a global audience. Our global conversation objective then is more driven by a need for a large readership who might eventually sustain our endeavour more than it is by some ego satisfaction in being big. Around the world there is a small but growing number of endeavours that seek to report on things Catholic from an independent perspective. The Tablet in London and the National Catholic Reporter in the United States are the longest running. Today there are others, such as New Catholic Times in Canada and Independent Catholic News in the UK. With Catholica, we have sought to establish a similar independent source of news and commentary in Australasia and the Southern Hemisphere. There are 4 core parts to Catholica. On our homepage each day we publish a lead commentary, 7 days a week for about 11 months of the year. We are dependent at this stage on volunteers to write these commentaries. and we have been gratified to continually receive more commentaries than we have space to publish. Eventually, I hope we can establish a foundation to own Catholica, and it will have sufficient funds to pay the normal commercial rates for this sort of publication to our writers. The quality of the writing in our lead commentaries plays a major part in attracting the sort of audience we are seeking to attract. We send out a daily email to a growing subscriber base, over 1,200 of whom receive the daily email, and a further 700 the weekly edition published on Saturdays. Our main channel of attracting new readers is via search engine inquiries. These days, a lot of the daily activity on Catholica is effectively unseen and comes from visitors who have found our site through search engine inquiries and are reading articles and commentaries we published a long time ago. The heart of Catholica, though, is our discussion forum, which can be accessed from the home page, but many people have found how to get to it directly and effectively use it as their home page. We have about 500 members of our discussion community and have deliberately restricted that for the simple reason that you cannot have a conversation between 1,000 people or more. There are simply not enough minutes in each day for everyone to hear what everyone else is saying, let alone make their own contributions to a discussion. Of those 500, in fact the figure is up around 600 at the moment, and we need to do some culling of non-active members again. Around 100 are very active, and a smaller cohort contributing to the discussion virtually continuously. Originally, we perceived this discussion forum as providing feedback to the institutional hierarchy as to what these people who have left might be thinking. Today, we're not exactly persuaded that those who control the institution are actually interested in what those who have left or are thinking of leaving might think about anything. Nevertheless, our conversations on Catholica are a rich exploration of the big questions about life and its meaning. This is a big conversation about life. So let's now go back and summarise where we've got to so far. 1, we published a daily commentary. 2, we send out over 9,200 emails each week to our subscribers, but our main channel of attracting new readers is via search engine inquiries. 3, our forum is the heart of Catholica, with a vigorous discussion on the daily commentaries and also breaking news around the world. Many visitors to our forum see it as a way of keeping abreast of breaking news because many of our regular contributors are scouring the internet to search out the latest stories that are breaking around the world. The 4th element to Catholica is our spiritual marketplace. Ultimately, it will also have a commercial objective in helping provide income to our endeavour, but at present that hope is still embryonic. In the long term, we do believe Catholica will be dependent on philanthropic support, and our hope remains to establish a respectable foundation that can attract the necessary philanthropic capital that can be invested and provide an income stream to our endeavour. This might be assisted by merchandise sales and advertising. Catholica is not a profit-making endeavour, but very much an endeavour that should be seen as seeking to make a contribution to public debate about religion, spirituality, ethics and other related subjects. Within our marketplace, though, we are seeking to build a resource centre of materials that will be of particular interest to the readership we are seeking to serve through our wider objectives.
Well, there you have it. That's the ins and outs of Catholica, and we hope you've enjoyed this overview and now have a better understanding of what Catholica is all about and why we started it and why we continue, and the challenges that we believe face you and all of us into the future. So thank you very much for watching.